Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We are in San Jose this week, interviewing the best and brightest companies in Silicon Valley. On our program is Stephen Phillip. He is VP of Marketing at Aerohive. Stephen, hi, how are you?
Hi there, Rich. I'm very well, thanks.
So let's start at the top with Aerohive. I know we've interviewed people from your company before, but
Yes.
in case there's someone that doesn't know that you're in the wireless space, give us more depth on the things that you're doing.
Yeah, so Aerohive's a next-generation Wi-Fi vendor focusing on cloud-enabled distributed intelligence Wi-Fi solutions for the enterprise, in particular distributed enterprises.
And as the proliferation of device, tongue twister, continues, how does that affect your business?
Yeah, well, that's one of the key things that we actually saw coming as part of our architecture, and we were at a point when we came to market, we saw what was happening in the Wi-Fi space in terms of .11n, the explosion of clients, although we probably couldn't have predicted the absolute explosion that we've seen today with the iEverything explosion. But we saw a lot of these things coming where we are today really, where this Wi-Fi as the primary access layer. So I think that it's had a big part of our success.
Now, how do you compete against some of the other players in the market? You have big companies like the Ciscos that lump wireless in with a bunch of other products like routers, and they try to sell an integrated solution, and then you've got more pure plays like Aruba's. Why does a company work with you instead of some of the other kinds of companies out there?
Yeah, I think with regards to Cisco, I think that enterprises have started to learn that buying everything from Cisco doesn't necessarily get you the best solution and doesn't necessarily get you the most cost-effective solution. So I think that enterprises are starting to learn that looking at a strategic investment in a technology makes a lot more sense. And so certainly there's some companies that'll always buy a Cisco-only solution, at least for the short term. But many more vendors, many more customers are looking at a choice. It's funny you mentioned Aruba and being a pure play Wi-Fi vendor. Well, they sort of aren't now.
Yeah, they are.
They've announced a switch controlled by a controller, which is sort of a little interesting. But what we've done is we've demonstrated our capabilities, our controllerless architecture, our cloud-enabled solution, and we present value to the customers. And we're particularly differentiated, which allows us to be considered. And people look at us and they say, well, I'm already looking at one controller vendor. I have an opportunity to look at something different. Right. Aerohive makes a lot of sense.
So in terms of company size, you work with any company, or is there a specific sweet spot?
Our sweet spot, certainly it's the mid-market up to large enterprise, and especially distributed enterprises. Our architecture is ideal for any sort of distributed organization. If you look at a K through 12 in education, 50, 60 schools, tens of thousands of students, that's perfect for our architecture. A large distributed enterprise, same thing. It's going to have lots of locations, distributed healthcare. These are the types of organizations that we work with. We have a very complete enterprise feature set, so we could compete with any of the Ciscos or the Arubas of this world on a equal footing. Clearly we're not as well known as either of those vendors, so sometimes brand is taken into account. But yeah, we're able to compete with either of those.
So what's next?
What's next, I think, really is I think what I was thinking about in preparation for this discussion was, it's interesting. We've been talking as a company about the sort of the Wi-Fi as the primary access layer. We said it's going to happen. We said there's going to be this client explosion. I think we all blinked and missed it. It's here. It's now, right? And so it's really exciting for us because that's what we designed the company to deal with. And so I think as enterprises start to consider Wi-Fi as a primary access layer, they're sort of moving from Wi-Fi has been the redheaded stepchild, and it's now strategic for enterprise IT. And so I think a lot of the things that we're doing in terms of being able to control your iPhone and your iPad, being able to apply policy based on that, to be able to do that just as a result of a policy change on an access point from the cloud.
Right.
Being able, we brought out a new range of APs that have better receive sensitivity, so it can deal with low power clients, like what we're seeing now in the enterprise with consumer clients coming into the enterprise. So we're seeing a number of those things, and of course, earlier this year we announced the acquisition of Pareto Networks, and so we're working on integrating that routing code into our operating system and roll out a new branch router and VPN solution.
A lot of exciting stuff.
A lot of
keep
exciting
up the
stuff.
good work and keep us posted as you grow.
Okay, thanks very
Thank
much,
you.
Rich.